All right, lesson 1A. Now, don't worry about why it's 1A. It's just essentially in between 1 and 2. So it's all about improper fractions and mixed numbers. Most fractions we learn, most normal fractions, well, all normal proper fractions are in between 0 and 1. No matter how big the numbers are, even if it's 999 out of 1,000, sorry about that, that's still smaller than one whole piece. It's still taking a whole thing and going a little bit less than that. But obviously, sometimes we have things that are bigger than 1. So those are called improper fractions or mixed numbers depending on how we write them. So the goal today is to be able to read and write improper fractions and mixed numbers, as well as converting between them. So if you get a mixed number, you can make it improper. If you get improper, you can make it a mixed number, because sometimes we have to be able to switch in between. Like I said, it's important to recognize that these are all greater than or bigger than 1. Sorry, it's a little messy. Greater than 1. They're bigger than 1. It's more than one whole thing, like you can see with a couple of the images that I have. So let's take a look at this first one and say, how could I write that? Well, let's look at how many pieces there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces colored in. What size pieces are they? Well, if I look at one of the holes, it's split into 3, so they are thirds. So I could say I have 7 thirds. And because the top number is bigger than the bottom number, we call that an improper fraction, meaning not proper. If we wanted to write it as a mixed number, I can look and say, okay, how many holes do I have? Well, I have 2 holes, like 2 whole pizzas, and then I also have 1/3 of a pizza. So that would be writing it as a mixed number. These two things are equal. 7 thirds equals 2 1/3. It's just a different way to write it. I think 2 1/3 is a more helpful way to think about these fractions bigger than 1, because I can picture it in my mind better. I can picture and I can say, okay, I have 2 whole things, and then I also have another third. But sometimes we get them like this, or for certain types of problems, it's much more helpful to have them as improper fractions. So that's why we want to be able to do both. But yeah, 7 thirds, it's like, I can't really picture that in my mind very well. That's when the mixed number is helpful. And I'm sorry if I say the wrong thing at some point. Sometimes I say them backwards. Let's look at this one down here. So, first of all, we can look at, okay, what is 1 whole pizza or whatever split up into? Well, it's split up into 6 pieces. So we know we are going to have sixths, regardless of how many. Now we can say, okay, here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I have 23 sixths. Now you might have thought you could just count by 6, which you can. 6, 12, 18, plus 5 more is 23. As a mixed number, we can say, okay, I have 1, 2, 3 holes. That's my big number. And then I have 5 sixths on my last one. So again, 23 sixths, 3 and 5 sixths are equal, just different ways of writing the same thing. Now, sometimes they don't give us a picture. They just give it to us as like numbers, as the written form. So then we have to be able to change. There's different ways we can do it. We can draw a picture, or I can show you sort of, there's a simple way to convert. So 3 1/4. I could just draw 1, 2, 3. Those are all filled in. And then this last one, notice it's fourths. So I'm going to split them all into fourths. Remember, these are all full, so there's 4 in each of these. And then this last one just has 1. So I could say 4, 8, 12, plus 1 is 13. The size pieces always stay the same, so it's still just fourths. Or I can just take my whole number, multiply it by my denominator, and add my numerator. Because I'm just saying I have 3 that are full of fourths, so 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 more. So if it's bigger, I'm doing 3 times 4 plus 1 to get my new numerator. If you're like, I'm not going to remember that, just draw the picture. That'll work too. All right, so now if I have 2 1/3, again, if I'm going to draw the picture, I can say I have 2 wholes and some more. They're split up into thirds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the last one. So that's equal to 7 thirds. Or 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now sometimes it gives it to me as an improper fraction, and I have to change it into a mixed number. Now this one, different ways of doing it as well. I can think about, okay, if I have fourths, I can take out groups of 4 fourths because I know that 4 fourths is 1 whole. So I can say, okay, well, 4 fourths is 1 whole, and then I still have 3 fourths more. So this is 1 whole, so I know it's 1 3 fourths. I could draw out 7 things and say, okay, well, this is 1 whole because 4 fourths is a whole, and then I still have 3 more. I can do division. 7 divided by 4, I'm going to get 1, remainder 3, and that remainder I can write as a fraction. All different ways to write it or figure it out. Last one of this, and then I'll give you some ones to try. If I have 23/6. Now this one, I could draw out 23 things and split them up into groups of 6. That would work because remember 6/6 is 1 whole. I could say, okay, if I have 23/6, well, I know that 6/6 is 1 whole. Another 6 is 12. Another 6 is 18. Now, I can't get another one because another one would be 24. So if I get here is 18, I still have 5, 6 left. That's 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, which actually matches this one up here. Didn't even realize. Made it too easy on you. So 3 and 5, 6. Again, I'm pulling out the groups of 6. How many full groups can I get? And then how many will I have left over? All right. Let's say I had 4 2/5. What would that be as an improper fraction? Did you figure it out? Remember, you can either just do 4 times 5 plus 2. I could draw out 4 wholes. I always draw circles for this. It doesn't have to be circles. Remember, so this is 5, 10, 15, 20, plus 2 more pieces over here, so 22/5. Now let's say I had 13 thirds. What would that be as a mixed number? Did you get it? Well, if I count 3 thirds, 6, 9, 12, 15 is too big, so I'll go back to 12. That's 4 wholes. And then I can do 13 minus the 12 that I took away and get 1/3 left. If you need some more examples, that is fine. Let me know. I'm happy to help. Let me just double check. Pretty sure I said you just have to do odds. Yes, so just do the odd ones. There's a lot of them. So like 1, 3, 5, etc., etc. Let me know if you need help. Good luck.